Our next lesson is going to be a lot shorter than the 2.1, which is good, but we're going to be talking about equivalent fractions. I still want you to have your pencil and notebook out so that you can take notes. There will not be as many this time, but please pause the video anytime you need to catch up and take down the notes. So we're going to go through the different parts of fractions that you probably already know, but we're still going to talk about them. The numerator is the top number in a fraction. It usually indicates the number of total parts. The denominator is the bottom number of a fraction. That usually indicates the number of parts in one. And we're going to make more sense of that a little bit later. An improper fraction is where the numerator is larger than the denominator, so 3/2. And finally, we have a mixed number, which is number that is a whole number and a proper fraction, 1 1/2, -4 2/3. Those are mixed numbers. So to find equivalent fractions, this is the first thing we're going to do. This is what the movie that we watched last week was about. Finding equivalent fractions by multiplying or dividing the top and bottom of a fraction by the same number. So we're going to take this one. What did we do to 5 to get the 10? We multiplied it by 2. So 4 times 2 gives us 8. 4/5 is the same as 8/10. Letter B, we're going to divide. What do we do to 54 to get 9? We divided by 6. 60 divided by 6 equals 10. Let's try letter C. What did we do to the 8 to get 24? We multiplied it by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. What did we do to the 32 to get 8? This one we divided by 4. So 24 divided by 4 gives us 6. So we have equivalent fractions. So you could write, if I gave you 1/2 and I asked for 5 more equivalent fractions, you could give me any one of these. 4/8, 5/10, 6/12, and I could keep on going. So let's work at changing a mixed number into a fraction. It's going to be an improper fraction. We have 1 2/3. Now there's 2 different ways I can do this. I drew a bunch of circles, divided them into thirds. I'm going to color one whole one in. So this one all gets colored in. And then I'm going to color 2 more in. So the total number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over the number in 1, which is 3. There's our answer. But there's another way of doing this. I'm going to erase this, best I can. And we're going to do it where we multiply. We're going to take our 1, our whole number, multiply it by 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And then we're going to add the 2, which gives us 5. And our denominator is going to stay the same. So we did it 2 different ways. Let's try it again. I divided all my circles into thirds, just like the denominator said, because I know my denominator is going to be 3, because there's 3 in one thing. I'm going to fill in 2 of them. 1, 2, and then 2 more of another one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now if I do it the other way, 2 times 3 gives me 6, plus the 2 gives me 8, and the denominator stays the same. Try this one on your own, and then come back and see if you did it right. So I've got 4 of them. 1, 2, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and 2 more. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 over 3. And the other way, we're going to do 4 times 3 gives us 12, plus 2 more gives us 14. Denominator stays the same. So to do this, we said you multiply the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1, 11. Denominator stays the same, 11 over 2. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19 over 5. Now with negatives, we're going to do the same thing. First thing I want you to do is ignore the negative. So 1 times 9 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Denominator stays the same. Now you can put the negative, whoops, I wanted to erase that, all of it. You put the negative in front. Ignore the negative. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 1 more is 36 over 5. Now add the negative in front. Going the opposite way, you're just going to divide. So for letter A, I'm doing 31 divided by 4. How many 4s go into 31? 7 of them, which gives me 28. And that gives me 3 left over, so the remainder would go on top. Denominators stay the same. Do the second one. 27 divided by 8. How many 8s go into 27? I know 3 do, which gives me 24. And there's 3 left over. So this is our whole number. And our remainder goes on top. And our denominator stays the same. To do the negative problems, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to ignore the negative for right now. How many 6s go into 35? Well, then we know that's 5 of them, which gives us 30. We have 5 left over. So we have 5 that go in with 5 left over, same denominator. Now I'm going to add that negative in front. Next one, how many 24s go into 28? Well, 1, which gives me 4 left over. So I have 1 and 4 24ths. Now I add the negative in front. Your homework is the 2 riddles in Schoology. It's 2 worksheets. You do all the problems and fill in the letters or follow the directions. And when you're done, you're going to have 2 answers. That is what you submit into the 2.1 assignment in Schoology. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck.